Did you know that some of the most legendary traits in history are embodied by people over 60? What makes someone truly unforgettable and inspiring after 60? Is it experience, resilience, or something deeper? Today, we're revealing 8 incredible traits that prove seniors like you are living legends. These traits aren't just habits. They're life lessons that inspire generations and transform lives. Ready to discover what sets you apart? Let's get started. Meet Margaret, a retired teacher, grandmother, and community leader with a heart full of stories and experiences. At 68, she embodies the spirit of resilience, wisdom, and purpose that comes with living a full, intentional life. Margaret isn't just any retiree. She's a woman who has spent decades connecting with her community, helping others, and learning valuable life lessons along the way. Through her journey, she has discovered the 8 traits that have defined her path and made her life meaningful. Trait 1. Wisdom through experience. Wisdom is more than just knowing what to do. It's about learning from every experience and using those lessons to guide others. By the time we reach our 60s, we've faced ups, downs, successes and setbacks, all of which teach valuable lessons that can shape our choices and the lives of those around us. Margaret's story is a perfect example of how wisdom gained through experience can lead to better decisions and life-changing opportunities. A few years ago, Margaret noticed that her neighbour, Linda, was preparing to sell her home to invest in a risky business venture. Linda was eager and full of ambition, but Margaret could sense that her neighbour might be overlooking some key risks. Drawing on years of financial experience and community insight, Margaret took a moment to sit down with Linda and share her story. She didn't judge or criticise, but chose to share her own experiences of rushing into decisions without fully assessing the risks. Margaret told Linda about the time she'd invested in something similar that didn't pan out, emphasising how hindsight gave her clarity about slowing down and evaluating options. Linda listened, and it changed everything. With Margaret's advice and encouragement, she decided to stay put, assess her plans, and take time to make a more strategic choice. What could have been a costly mistake turned into an opportunity for growth, learning, and planning for the future instead. Margaret's wisdom didn't just come from her successes. It came from her ability to learn from both her mistakes and her victories. Her advice wasn't about making decisions for others, but about sharing insights and lessons that could help them avoid pitfalls while navigating their own paths. The lesson here? Wisdom through experience allows you to connect with others and prevent them from making decisions you've learned to avoid. It's about leading with empathy, perspective, and understanding, knowing that your journey isn't just yours, but can empower and inspire those around you. So think about this. What lessons have you learned in your journey? How can you use those insights to guide others? Sharing your wisdom is one of the most impactful ways you can leave a legacy, just like Margaret did with Linda. Trait 2. Resilience in challenges. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are a part of every journey. But resilience, the ability to bounce back after setbacks, is what allows us to thrive even in the face of adversity. Resilience isn't about never failing. It's about learning to stand up again, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward with strength and hope. Margaret's story highlights how resilience can transform the most difficult moments into opportunities for growth and renewal. A few years ago, Margaret faced one of the most challenging times in her life when she lost her husband unexpectedly. The grief was overwhelming, and for months, she felt like she was navigating life in a fog. But rather than letting her pain define her, Margaret chose to channel her energy into healing and finding a new purpose. She leaned into her community, reaching out to friends and neighbours who supported her through this tough time. One day, Margaret joined a local volunteer group helping families in need. At first, she wasn't sure she could make a difference. Her own pain felt so fresh and consuming, but as she began to connect with others and hear their stories, something shifted. Through acts of kindness and shared connection, She found strength in helping others face their own challenges. Volunteering became her anchor, something to focus on, something to rebuild her purpose, and something that reminded her that even in the darkest moments, hope could be found. Over time, Margaret discovered that resilience isn't just about surviving, it's about choosing to grow and find meaning through hardship. It's about leaning into change, embracing discomfort, and trusting that strength comes from pushing forward when you feel like giving up. Her story is a powerful reminder that while challenges can knock us down, they can also teach us the greatest lessons about strength, courage, and community. Resilience allows us to adapt, overcome, and emerge stronger. It's about choosing action instead of surrender, hope instead of despair. Ask yourself this: what challenges have you faced that taught you something valuable about yourself? How did you find the strength to rise again? Share your story in the comments below and let us know how resilience has shaped your journey. You never know how your experience could inspire someone else to keep going. Remember, just like Margaret, you are stronger than you know, and you can overcome far more than you think. Trait 3. Creativity and ingenuity. Creativity isn't just about painting, writing, or music. It's about finding innovative solutions to everyday problems, no matter how big or small. It's a trait that can transform obstacles into opportunities and bring fresh perspectives to the challenges we face. As we age, our creativity can become an incredible tool for problem-solving, connection, and growth. Margaret's story demonstrates how tapping into creativity can change lives and spark new possibilities. A few years ago, Margaret faced a problem that many communities struggle with: revitalising a neglected community park. The park had become overgrown and unsafe, and it no longer served as the community hub it once was. Many neighbours felt it would take too much time, effort and money to restore, and the idea of taking on such a big project felt overwhelming. But Margaret, with her creative spirit, refused to let the situation be defined by limitations. Margaret approached the problem by thinking outside the box. Instead of relying solely on government funding or professional contractors, she tapped into the community's hidden talents. She started organising neighbourhood meetings, inviting local artists, gardeners and retirees to come together with their unique skills. Through collaboration, the community transformed the park into a vibrant space. Artists painted murals that celebrated the town's history, while neighbours built raised garden beds. Seniors taught children gardening, and children, in return, brought fresh energy to the project. Margaret's creativity came from the simple belief that combining resources, talents and teamwork could solve even the most challenging problems. Her idea to invite collaboration and harness the community's collective creativity turned a seemingly impossible task into an inspiring success story. The park became not only a safe space for recreation, but a symbol of hope, innovation and connection. Margaret's story is proof that creativity isn't just about having a big idea. It's about problem-solving with imagination, teamwork and adaptability. Whether you're organising a community project, trying to solve a personal issue, or finding new ways to live a fulfilling life, creativity allows you to see possibilities others might miss. Ask yourself, how can you use creativity to solve a challenge in your own life? What hidden resources, skills or partnerships could you tap into? Let us know in the comments how creativity has helped you overcome challenges or sparked a new solution. Remember, creativity is all about perspective, courage, and the willingness to try something different. You have everything you need to think outside the box, just like Margaret did. Trait 4. Unshakable values. Our values are the compass that guides our decisions, actions, and relationships. They're the principles we hold dear, even when life gets challenging. Having unshakable values gives us purpose, direction, and strength, especially as we grow older. They're the foundation that allows us to navigate tough decisions with confidence and integrity. Margaret's story beautifully illustrates how unshakable values shape everyday life and strengthen connections with others. Margaret grew up in a small, tight-knit community where family, kindness and honesty were central to daily life. Even after retiring, she never wavered in upholding these values. One winter, a close neighbour, James, was going through a tough financial time. His heating system had failed, and with the freezing temperatures, his home quickly became uninhabitable. Many neighbours could have turned a blind eye, but Margaret's values of compassion and community gave her clarity. Instead of waiting for outside assistance, Margaret organised a community fundraiser. She reached out to her neighbours, shared James's story, and within days the entire neighbourhood came together with donations, supplies, and even volunteers to repair his home. What started as a small act of kindness grew into a community-wide effort that reminded everyone of the strength of shared values and compassion. Margaret's ability to act in alignment with her values, kindness, integrity and service, transformed not just her neighbour's life, but her entire community. It's a powerful reminder that when you live by unshakable values, you build trust, connection and purpose in everything you do. Whether it's being honest in a difficult situation, standing up for fairness, or simply choosing kindness during challenging moments, values shape how we interact with the world and how the world responds to us. Ask yourself, what are the values that guide your decisions every day? Are you staying true to them in your actions and relationships? Take a moment to reflect on your core beliefs and how they show up in your daily life. Maybe it's integrity, kindness, service, or family. When you anchor your actions to these principles, you create meaningful connections and leave a lasting legacy. Let us know in the comments how your values shape your life and the choices you make. Remember, unshakable values are more than words. They're a way of living with intention, purpose, and authenticity. And just like Margaret, you can harness the power of those values to create a positive impact in your life and the lives of others. Trait 5, a unique sense of humor. Laughter is a universal language. It transcends age, culture, and circumstance. A unique sense of humor can be one of the most powerful tools for building connections, overcoming challenges, and staying positive no matter what life throws at you. It lightens the load, creates bonds, and reminds us that even in the hardest moments, there's always room for joy. Margaret's story shows how humor can transform everyday situations into opportunities for connection and perspective. Margaret has always had a way of finding the funny side of life. At 68, she views laughter as her secret weapon. One winter morning, she found herself at the grocery store with her husband's old, oversized winter coat. Now, the coat had seen better days. It was full of patches and had one button that always seemed to pop off. As she stood in the checkout line, she noticed a man staring at her coat with wide eyes. Before she could get embarrassed, Margaret looked at him and joked, "Oh, don't judge the coat. It has more history than I do." The man laughed, and so did everyone else in line. It turned out he had been having a rough morning, and that simple, light-hearted comment changed his mood. Margaret wasn't trying to be the star of the show. She was simply choosing laughter in a moment that could have felt awkward or stressful. Her humour became an easy bridge to connection, reminding others that it's okay to be imperfect, to embrace joy, and to share a light moment. Humour is a powerful way to build relationships because it shows authenticity, vulnerability, and openness. Whether you're dealing with a personal setback, a change in life circumstances, or the ordinary ups and downs of daily life, your unique sense of humour can be the thing that helps you stay grounded and optimistic. It allows you to approach challenges with perspective, diffuses tension, and turns stressful moments into opportunities to connect with others. Ask yourself, how can you use humour in your daily interactions? Do you embrace lightness and laughter even in difficult situations? Maybe it's sharing a silly story with a neighbour, laughing at your own mistakes, or finding joy in small everyday moments. Remember, a light-hearted attitude creates warmth and connection. Share a time when humour lightened your day or brought you closer to someone. Let us know in the comments below. Just like Margaret, you can use your sense of humour as a gift, one that builds bonds, strengthens resilience, and transforms challenges into opportunities to connect. Life can be tough, but laughter makes it a whole lot easier to navigate. Keep smiling. You never know whose day you might brighten with a simple, joyful moment. Trait 6. Compassion for others. Compassion is the heart of meaningful relationships and a powerful way to create positive change in the world. It's about empathy, kindness, and understanding, and it has the ability to transform both the giver and the receiver. When we give from a place of compassion, we not only help others, we also enrich our own lives and strengthen the bonds that connect us. Margaret's story is a beautiful example of how compassion can ripple through a community, creating connection and healing. A few years ago, Margaret noticed that many of the seniors in her neighborhood were feeling isolated. Winter had been especially hard on them, with colder weather, fewer opportunities to get out, and challenges accessing essentials. Margaret knew that loneliness could weigh heavily on a person, especially for older adults who might struggle to maintain their routines or reach out for help. She decided to organize a simple kindness basket initiative in her community. Margaret and a group of volunteers came together to fill baskets with warm blankets, homemade baked goods, gift cards, and everyday necessities. They hand-delivered each basket to homes in their neighborhood with a personal note of encouragement. One of the recipients, Mrs. Evans, was in tears when she received her basket. She shared that it had been weeks since she'd seen anyone, and that simple act of kindness reminded her that her neighbors cared about her. For Margaret and her team, the act of giving wasn't just about the tangible items in the basket. It was about showing connection, kindness, and understanding. The joy they received by simply helping others far outweighed the effort they put into the project. Mrs. Evans and the many others who received their support found warmth, hope, and connection through a small gesture of compassion. Giving back from a place of genuine kindness doesn't just change the lives of the people you help, it changes you. You become more connected to your community, more attuned to the needs of others, and more aware of the shared humanity that binds us all. Margaret's example proves that compassion can be as simple as noticing someone in need and taking action with love and care. Ask yourself, how can you show compassion to someone in your own life today? Is there a neighbor, friend, or family member who could use your time, kindness, or support? Even the smallest acts of giving, a kind word, a shared meal, or just a simple moment of listening can make a world of difference. Take a moment to think about how you can contribute to your community or connect with someone through kindness. Let us know in the comments if you've ever experienced the joy of giving back or receiving help from someone's compassion. Remember, compassion is a gift that keeps on giving. Just like Margaret, you have the ability to create hope, connection, and change, one kind act at a time. Trait 7. A strong sense of identity. A strong sense of identity is like an anchor that keeps you grounded no matter how life shifts and changes. It's about knowing who you are, embracing your journey, and finding confidence and purpose in the process of aging. As we grow older, we have the opportunity to reflect on the experiences that have shaped us, to accept ourselves fully, and to step into each new stage of life with pride and self-assurance. Margaret's story demonstrates how having a strong sense of identity can transform challenges into opportunities and aging into a journey of fulfillment. Margaret always knew that life was about more than just milestones or expectations. She had spent her career as a teacher, but after retiring, she was at a crossroads. Who was she without the familiar structure of her job? Would she still be as capable, as impactful, or as happy as she had once been? These questions lingered until she chose to reconnect with herself, explore her passions, and define what purpose meant for her. Margaret took a leap of faith by starting a community garden. She remembered her own childhood summers spent in her grandmother's garden, and she knew that gardening had always brought her peace, creativity, and joy. At first, there were doubts. What if it didn't work? What if her efforts fell short? But Margaret leaned into her sense of identity, reflecting on her strengths, her love of nature, and her belief that personal growth comes from embracing new opportunities, even in the face of uncertainty. The garden became a success. Not only did it give her neighbours a beautiful space to connect with nature, but it also gave Margaret herself a renewed sense of purpose. Every plant she nurtured symbolized growth, resilience, and the beauty of rediscovery. Margaret discovered that knowing her identity and staying true to her passions gave her the confidence to face change and create something meaningful. Having a strong sense of identity isn't about being static. It's about accepting yourself fully and giving yourself permission to evolve. Aging can often bring self-doubt or pressure to fit into societal expectations, but embracing your own story allows you to step into your personal power. Self-acceptance comes from recognizing your value, your experiences, and your journey without judgment. Confidence grows when you acknowledge your past, trust your wisdom, and commit to living authentically. Ask yourself, do you know what makes you feel alive and purposeful? Are you embracing who you are, or are you trying to meet someone else's expectations? Reflect on your journey. Maybe you've learned that you can start over at any age, or that your passions are a guide to self-discovery and confidence. Like Margaret, you have the opportunity to reconnect with the things that give you joy, define your strengths, and create a meaningful chapter for yourself. Let us know in the comments below how you've maintained your sense of purpose and identity as time has passed. How has self-acceptance given you freedom or clarity? Remember, a strong sense of identity is about knowing that you are enough, just as you are, and that every stage of life can be an opportunity for rediscovery and joy. Embrace your story. Own your journey. Trait 8. The power to inspire generations. The ability to inspire others is one of the most impactful gifts we can share. It's not just about setting an example, it's about passing down wisdom, encouragement, and strength that ripple through the lives of the people around us, creating change that can last for generations. Older generations have an incredible ability to inspire younger ones by sharing their experiences, offering guidance, and showing resilience through life's ups and downs. Margaret's story perfectly illustrates how inspiration can be both powerful and far-reaching. Margaret has always believed in the idea that our actions leave legacies, sometimes in ways we don't even realize. Her story revolves around her grandson Ethan, who struggled to find his footing during his college years. Ethan had dreams, but often second-guessed his abilities, feeling pressure to succeed while also facing the fear of failure. It was during one of their conversations that Margaret shared a story from her own life about perseverance. When Margaret was in her 40s, she had taken the leap to return to school and complete her teaching degree. It was a time when life was chaotic, raising children, working part-time, and managing family responsibilities. But she knew her dreams mattered. So she chose to keep moving forward, even when the journey felt overwhelming. She told Ethan how her determination wasn't about having it all figured out, but about trusting herself to take small steps each day toward her goals. Her words resonated deeply. Ethan hadn't just heard a story, he heard strength, courage, and hope. Inspired by his grandmother's example, he began to believe that his dreams were achievable. Margaret's experience became his guiding light, helping him push through moments of doubt and fear. Today, Ethan is thriving in his career, and Margaret's words live on as the reason behind his persistence. This is the ripple effect of inspiration. Margaret didn't just encourage her grandson to follow his path, she passed on strength, resilience, and belief, qualities that empowered him to persevere. Her story and example reminded Ethan that challenges can be overcome and dreams are worth pursuing no matter how daunting the journey may seem. When you live with purpose, share your story, and lead by example, you plant seeds that can shape the lives of those who come after you. Your actions, wisdom, and life lessons ripple outward, impacting your family, community, and even generations you may never meet. Every decision, every shared story, and every moment of encouragement has the power to inspire. Ask yourself, how are you inspiring the people around you? Are you using your story and experiences to create hope and strength for others? Sometimes inspiration isn't about grand gestures, it's about sharing your journey, offering encouragement, and showing others that growth and change are possible. Like Margaret, you have the power to inspire by simply being authentic, resilient, and hopeful. Let us know in the comments how someone has inspired you or how you've chosen to inspire others in your own life. Remember, you are more powerful than you know. Your story has meaning, your experiences have purpose, and your example can shape the future in ways that matter. Keep inspiring. Let's quickly revisit the 8 traits that show why seniors over 60 truly are living legends, wisdom through experience. Your life lessons are treasures to share. Resilience in challenges. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. Creativity and ingenuity. Your ability to think outside the box allows you to solve everyday problems and adapt to change in innovative ways. Unshakable values. Your core beliefs provide strength and clarity. A unique sense of humor. Laughter lightens the journey of life, strengthens bonds, and turns stressful moments into opportunities for joy. Compassion for others. Kindness has a ripple effect, enriching both your life and the lives of your community. A strong sense of identity. Knowing who you are and embracing your unique story creates confidence, purpose, and fulfillment in every stage of life. The power to inspire generations. Your story and strength have the ability to impact others across generations, leaving a lasting legacy. These traits are more than just personality traits. They represent the emotional power, wisdom, and connection that come from embracing life after 60 with courage, authenticity, and love. They remind us that age is not a limitation but a gateway to a richer, deeper journey of self-discovery, growth, and purpose. Your story is powerful. The traits you embody are not just lessons from your past. They are tools you can use to shape your present and inspire the future. You've lived a journey filled with experiences, challenges, and victories. The question is, how will you use these traits to write the next chapter of your life? You have the power to live with wisdom, resilience, creativity, humor, compassion, and purpose. You can inspire those around you simply by embracing your story and being authentic in your journey. This is your time to thrive, to grow, and to connect. Which of these 8 traits resonates with you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Share your story, your journey, or a moment when one of these traits has shaped your life. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and share it with someone who could use a little motivation or inspiration today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more life advice and tips for thriving after 60. Want to discover more ways to live your best life after 60? Check out our next video on the channel. Let's keep growing, connecting, and inspiring together. You are a living legend in your own story. Keep shining.